Poppin' YouTube family. It's your boy the White. Welcome back to the channel. Silverback Sillage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now today is a special tag video that I got tagged in by my boy Diedrich Hicks Jr. over at the Smell Good family. And the unique topic that he came up with is what 7 fragrances would you reach for first when you get ready to go to the cookout? So here's mine. Keep it locked. Well, let's get right down to business. The cookout is what we are discussing today, so here's what I'm coming with. First off, oh, by the way, another thing I want to make sure I let you guys know, all of these selections are under 50 bucks. That was part of the video too. So every fragrance that has to be in this video had to be under 50 bucks. First one, Nautica Voyage. Awesome scent right here, around that $20 to $22 price point. Main, of course, for this one, you got aquatic, fresh, synthetic, fruity, and green. Top notes of apple, leaves, which is apple and some leaves in there, so some greenery in there. Heart notes of lotus, mimosa. Base notes of moss, musk, cedar, and amber. This one's a super duper aquatic scent that for the price point performs well beyond what you're actually going to spend on this one here. I actually get about 7 to 8 hours of performance when I spray my clothes pretty heavy with this one right here. It's a mass appealing scent that everybody's going to like, and it's perfect for the cookout because the longevity on it, real nice. Second one, Perry Ellis, the red one, 360. This one right here, often compared to the original Acqua di Gio, but what I get out of this one is it's a lot more spicy, and to me, it projects a little better than at least the new batches of the old Acqua di Gio. Main, of course, for this one, you have fresh citrus, aquatic, spicy, and synthetic. Top notes of lime, mandarin orange, bergamot, regular orange, cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg. Heart notes of lavender, parsley, coriander seed. Base notes of musk, oak moss, cedarwood, vetiver, patchouli, and sandalwood. Now this one here is one of my wife's favorite fragrances in my collection, but she also is a huge fan of the Acqua di Gio DNA overall, period. But to me, this one lasts longer than the original Acqua di Gio. And like I said, the spicy nuances in there with the cinnamon and the clove actually gives it its own personality or scent DNA, but it still has that aquatic look of the original, being the Acqua di Gio. Next one, often compared to Dior Homme Cologne, and that's Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Now, what do you get with this one? Citrus, fresh, woody, synthetic, and aquatic for your accords. Top notes of citron, mandarin orange, bergamot. Heart notes of cedarwood, vetiver, apple, patchouli. Base notes of musk, ambroxan, and moss. Now this one right here, even though it's often compared to the Dior cologne, this one here has better longevity. To me, it projects a little bit further. The other one, to me, I prefer that scent profile just a little bit because it does smell like fresh squeezed lemonade, and this one has a little bit of that nuance, but to me, this one is more musky, and it gets a little bit more green as it goes on, the lifetime of the fragrance. Plus that ambroxan allows it to push a little better and last longer. And those citrus notes mixed with that bergamot in the opening is awesome. Definitely good. And within that price point. Next one, by our moth, and that's Très Nuit, Pour On. Now this one here often is compared to Green Irish Tweed. And to me, they lock down that scent profile about 90%. The main, of course, for this one is very green. Fresh, spicy, woody, and citrus. Top notes of iris, vervain, lemon. Heart notes of violet, lavender, spicy notes. Base notes of sandalwood and ambergris. What you basically get with this one is lots of iris. and with a little bit of hint of lemon. And actually, within these notes, that doesn't list the lemon verbena aspect of it. That really points it toward that green iris tweed DNA, but it's definitely in there. And then as it dries down, it does get creamy and a little fizzy with the ambergris. Perfect for a cookout. And it's one that the wind carries this one a long ways. And it's definitely a attention getting type of scent profile for around that $20 to $24 price point. Next one on the list is by Mont Blanc, and that's Explorer. And this is a 50 mil, but even the 100 mil is under that $50 price point. With this one here, often compared to Creed's Aventus. Main accords are fresh, citrus, fruity, woody, and synthetic. Top notes of Italian bergamot, pink pepper, and sage. Heart notes of Haitian vetiver, leather. Base notes of ambroxan, akigala wood, Indonesian patchouli, and cacao, or cocoa as well. But this one here, you really do capture that Creed Aventus vibe a little bit here. But within this one, just like the packaging of the bottle, that leather accord seems to pop a lot more in this fragrance. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe Aventus has a leather accord, but if it does, it's not as prevalent as this one. This one doesn't get as smoky as Aventus. And instead of a very, very prominent note of pineapple in the opening, you get bergamot, that Italian bergamot in this one here. So it does have some fruit, it does have some spice, but it gives you more of a leathery vibe as it dries down to give you that ambroxan and patchouli mix, just rounding out the bottom of it. Perfect for a cookout, and it's one that you can smell way more expensive than you actually spent for the bottle. Second to last one, Burberry Touch. One that's been around for ages, but it's a scent profile that never gets old. And it's one that definitely has some longevity to it. When you spray your skin and clothes, this one here has a very, very powdery nuance to it, with your main, of course, being woody, spicy, fresh, synthetic, and sweet. Top notes of violet leaf, mandarin orange tree, which to me is just more of a mandarin orange from what I pick up out of it. And then Divana. Heart notes of nutmeg, white pepper, Virginia cedar. Base notes of tonka bean, white musk, and vetiver. But out of those notes, I get a strong violet leaf throughout the lifetime of the fragrance being on your skin. And then as it dries down, you get a little bit of a peppery nuance mixed with some greens. And then it's musky, and that tonka bean gives you that powdery sweetness that you get throughout the lifetime of this fragrance as well. Definitely a mass appealing scent profile that will get you some tension at the cookout while you're sitting there having a good time, eating good, and enjoying family and friends. And last but not least, one that could not have not made this list for me, Projection Monster, and that's Club de Nuit Sillage by Armaf. Now this one here is a direct clone of Silver Mountain Water, and out of the ones that I've experienced as far as ones that clone Silver Mountain Water, to me it does it the best. Main accords for it is citrus, fresh, floral, synthetic, and aquatic. Top notes of bergamot, black currant, ginger, lemon, lime, and violet leaf. Heart notes of jasmine, rose, and iris. Base notes of musk, ambroxan, cedar, and sandalwood. This one here is a black currant bomb, while also, even though it's not listed, there's definitely a tea note somewhere in this fragrance here. But as it begins to dry down, after you get past the citruses and the pop of that ginger with the black currant, it goes down. You get a little bit of hint of iris, which sticks around a good amount of time. But as it dries down, that sandalwood and ambergris and ambroxan comes to the forefront. So, but this one here, the Sillage trail for this one is amazing. So you can be done walk by the people at that cookout, and they'll still be smelling you as you walk by, because the longevity is awesome. It's very powerful and not weak for the money that you're going to spend. You're going to spend about around that $35 to $37 price point for it, but it stays in the parameters of all of these that are under that $50 price point. And as far as I'm concerned, if I'm doing affordable fragrances for a cookout, These are the 7 that I would reach for first, and these are the 7 that come to mind first. Let me know which fragrances that you would actually reach for if you had the same parameters of spending $50 or less for a fragrance, and you was going to your family cookout or your company cookout or just a get together that your family is actually hosting, and especially if you're spending some time outside. What fragrances would you choose? These my 7. That's my time. Peace.